difficulties, but this is our
Marcano's eye
part
is
2.
Shut.
Doctors
What
just
happened?
walked in. They're going to walk in and
Doctor's
check
walked
it.
in. His left eye.
They're going to see if
is-
Marcano can even continue.
His left
We're
eye
s-
is shut.
Oh, he can't even move his
He
eye.
can't move his eyeball. They're gonna call it. Let's see.
The doctor's telling him, I don't think he can continue.
Oh, looks like they're gonna fight. All right,
Oh, they're letting him fight.
let him fight.
Beginning of round 4. I think
Pass.
Dos Anjos has won all 3 rounds.
Yeah, Dos Anjos is.
Here we go. Good job to Marcano to go out there and stick it, even though he's like having a hard time in these
Destroyed.
matches. Yeah.
Getting absolutely destroyed.
Marcano comes back with a good jab cross. Jab to the body. Sorry, cross to the body. Low leg kick.
All right.
Oh,
they're
Marcano.
slinging. Marcano's. Oh, he's
Oh,
swinging.
Marcano's trying. I mean, he needs to. He needs to. Takedown by Dos Anjos. Lands in half guard.
Yeah.
So now we're back into the same position as before. Top half guard.
Yep.
See in the first, second, third round. Now we're in the 4th round. I mean, Marcano's got a lot of heart. I'll give him that.
It's just getting that, you get that a black belt on top of you. It's just the control
Yeah.
is insane,
Yeah, and the more seasoned the black belt is, like, I feel like the more, like, the more control, the more pressure, the more timing that they can develop over the years. And so someone like Dos Anjos who has that type of control. Do we got a question? Oh, okay.
I think people are still trying to figure out the fact that there is another stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it got cut out. So.
Those chocolates you bought are pretty good.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. I would have never eaten a chocolate that was pink like that, but they're pretty good.
Well, they're technically not pink. The bag
No,
is
pink-
pink,
here.
but
Throw me one of those. You're telling me, okay, these things aren't pink?
no, that's the wrapper. I'm saying the chocolate itself is
I'm
not.
pretty sure these are pink, dude. That's pink.
That's brown and white, and
Okay. But it's pink.
that's not pink.
Alright. These are pretty good.
They're pretty good, right? Huh?
They're good still watching their fight, yeah.
All right, pretty good.
I have a very sad plan that hopefully you guys are going to bring back to life for me.
Yeah, your plant didn't want to come out on the live stream.
We got vetoed by the producer.
He was like, no.
The producer said, no, the plant's not going to make it.
Didn't sign a release form, so.
I mean, you can show the plan. I think they would agree with it.
All right, so Dos Anjos has basically been in the same
Same
position. I mean,
thing. Top half guard,
Top half guard, yeah.
beating
Just
his opponent with elbows.
ground and pound. I mean, more elbows. It's the same story.
About a minute left to the 4th round, and pretty much the same story each round. Takes him down, gets into half guard, close guard, even open guard, and just beats him up. Look at the control. round 1, 3 minutes. Round 2, 2 minutes. Round 3, 3 minutes. Round 4,
12 minutes of control.
3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes of control.
So
Oh,
about 30 seconds left,
Some
guys.
some more artwork on the canvas here.
Beautiful artwork.
Beautiful artwork.
I mean, he here we go. He cross face, working the back now.
Oh, Moicano is busted up. They're just closing
More-
up on his
yeah,
face.
more-
It's a mess.
Oh, he wrestles up.
But he's got a warrior's heart, man. He just keeps getting up.
10 seconds left. Moicano slips out. Oh, man.
Oh, his eyes.
End of the round, guys.
I mean, Bisping is saying that they should call it. I mean, you don't want to lose your eyesight just to prove your heart. Like he's
Yeah,
he's
Joe
not
Rogan
gonna-
is saying the same thing.
He's not going to win this fight. I mean, he is bleeding everywhere from his face.
Doctor's
need
coming
to-
in, talking to the ref.
They need to call it, man. I mean, this is where. I
He's
don't know. What
lo-
are
he's-
your thoughts?
well,
on this?
he-
'Cause,
look,
like, it
he's-
is. He's showing heart, and this is what he does for a living, and I get it. But you know,
The problem is,
he's still a human outside
yeah,
of this
but the
cage,
problem
and,
is so
like-
many people and coaches become egotistical, and they feel like if they call the fight, they don't have a warrior's heart. I totally disagree with that because there's also like just being smart, right?
What
Like,
about the rest of your life, though?
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Not
exactly.
even. I mean, lose.
See, I mean, Rogan's saying it,
Compromise your
Bisping is
vision,
saying it, the
brain
ref is
damage, I mean,
asking,
it's
the
like-
doctor came in again.
For what? But
Yeah, the doctor looks concerned. Everyone looks concerned. And he's going to get beat up the same way in the fifth round.
yeah, so the doctor's discussing with the ref. So the announcers, Rogan and Bisping, are saying, listen, just call it. There's no point in doing this. But they're going to keep
They're going to
going.
let it go. Now, I will say there's always a chance you can catch a nice punch or a leg lock, sure. But, you know, the way it's looking, as the rounds progress, Dos Anjos looks stronger and Moicano looks, weaker. And the cut above the eye is not helping, the swollen eye is not helping.
I mean, and then you talk about think about this. I don't know. Like, you got to talk about then Dos Anjos because he can't stop. He's got to keep putting it on him, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Knowing that the other guy's that compromised, you got to keep going.
Yeah,
That's the thing is like I don't know if I could ever.
Well,
I don't know if I could ever do it.
Well,
I don't know.
Right.
Like, it's a
Well,
different
but
switch,
here's
you
the
know?
thing. Like we're looking at the round. Dos Anjos is kind of taking his time. He's not as aggressive.
You're
He
right.
knows
He's
he's
not
won.
being as aggressive.
Maybe he feels a little bit bad about this situation. We don't know.
Who knows, right? I'm just saying. I know for myself, I couldn't imagine like this dude's busted up, and it's like I got to keep.
You got to
throwing
keep going.
elbows at his face.
Yeah, and then here's the other worst thing. You go easy, and then you get knocked
And
out.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
He can't let up. He's got to.
he's got to continue to put the pressure.
He fakes.
A single leg comes
Single
back
leg
for a.
comes up, swings, hits him with left. Did I ever tell you about my first tournament as a white belt? Oh, good left leg kick to the head on Moicano. I mean, he has beaten him up.
Double leg.
Double leg, great entry, and
back to
we're
the
back
ground.
To the same spot.
So there's a position right here. Dos Anjos knows he's bleeding. Let's see.
Okay, same spot.
Same spot. Dos Anjos isn't throwing a lot of strikes. I think he knows.
Oh,
See, but that's the thing. You let up and you let the guy come up again.
oh, but then see, Moicano
see?
hits that uppercut, hits him with a knee, and
Exactly.
now it could change the fight.
Yeah. But Dos
Another
Anjos
great-
goes for a single, doesn't connect.
Oh, man, now he's just got to put it on.
Jab. and a jab and a cross.
Oh, almost
Misses
hits him
a
with
leg
the head kick.
Goes for another single to double.
Sprawl
Front
by
headlock to
Moicano.
Moicano. Nothing. Disengages.
Disengaged. 2.5 minutes left in the 5th round. Just kind of stand in front of each other, filling each other out. 2 minutes. Man, so much damage on Moicano though. Are you kidding me? Still be able to stand there toe to toe. Oh,
2 minutes left. Moicano and Dos Anjos are in the middle and just exchanging strikes. And Moicano actually looks good for the first time in the whole fight. Yeah.
For the first time
For
in
the
the
first
fight,
time
he
in the
actually
whole
looked
fight.
good.
Really landing punches. I mean, he landed punches, I think, in the first round really well, but they weren't like this.
He's punching.
But you got to think, like, how much of it is Dos Anjos laying back because he knows he
Yeah.
won, laying back because he sees
Not
Moicano's a
wanting to-
bloody mess, and Din Thomas
Din
just
Thomas saying the
clarified what
same
we say
thing.
thing. Dos Anjos is.
We're pretty good at this, man.
I think, I mean, it's obvious, right? Like, he's clearly not trying to take his head off. He's trying not to knock him out. He's trying not to make his face worse. He's trying not to hurt him. He's like, dude, I'm trying to respect you as much as possible, which is great. Speaks on the character of Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
He just has to be careful he doesn't get clipped because there's a minute left and a lot can happen in a minute.
Yeah, Bisping and Rogan are talking about the same thing. Looks like he's just kind of pitter patter, just kind of touching him up.
Yeah. Oh,
but
see, Moicano comes
threw-
with a
threw
jab.
right, and then caught him with a left.
Oh,
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 and he's kind of throwing
Moicano's
these inside
landing.
uppercuts. Moicano's throwing these
See,
inside
but that's
uppercuts.
the thing. That's the thing. You start going easy.
And now look at
Dos
Dos Anjos. He's
Anjos.
getting cut up. Look at his face. He's getting beat up
Yeah.
now.
And Moicano's trying to go for the knockout. 20 seconds left. Dos Anjos meets him back in the middle.
Man. And
And
for the first time,
Moicano lands some
Dos
good
Anjos'
headshots.
right eye is getting closed up a little bit.
Oh,
Oh.
Dos Anjos lands
Dos Anjos
back.
catches a good left.
And
Tries to hit one more takedown. And he doesn't get it. But it's clearly a win for... Oh, okay. Moicano's throwing his blood.
hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, he doesn't
They're-
want anyone to touch him. He just wants to bleed everywhere. Okay, why does he not want the cut man to...
Yeah, the cutman was trying to help Moicano, and Moicano just kind of shoved the
Almost.
cutman. That was not very nice.
That was not
And I'm curious to see why he's so emotional. If it was clear that Dos Anjos was going easy on him towards the end.
Yeah.
It was a clinic,
Oh.
and not only the jiu-jitsu clinic, but also the striking. I mean, he was
Yeah.
able to utilize
That was great.
punches and
But great timing by Dos Anjos on the entry. Just timing
he
that.
was always able to change levels and hit those doubles and singles and transition to the pommel and use the.
Oh, that was a nasty head kick, though. That one that really rocked Moicano.
We see he could have ended it there. Oh my
Oof.
gosh.
They're showing slow-mo of these punches hitting Moicano, and it's... Oh, that was a nasty one that cut his forehead open. Nasty elbow. I'm not sure what Moicano was doing with the cut.
I think he was emotional. I think he was frustrated. I think he was just kind of like he did not want to be there, and I understand. You know, throughout the years of jiu-jitsu and grappling, I've met a lot of competitors, and you know, they get upset when they lose, and I used to say, "Oh, why do they get upset? It's not a big deal." But man, I could empathize and understand. A lot of these people hate losing. And when you see a wrestling match and your face is shoved into the mat, you're kind of like, okay, I understand why you hate losing. When you
Yeah.
get knocked out like this, I understand why you hate losing.
Dude,
So.
you're pretty lucky, man. For all the training you've done, you got
A little bit.
yeah. But I mean, you've trained long time, hard.
I think it's genetics. I think my ears are tough. They don't, it's when they're weak that they crumble. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you guys. See it right there. For those of you guys who don't know, he's talking about cauliflower ear. I got a little bit because, again, my ears are tough. They're not weak. They don't break.
Yeah, tough
they don't
ear.
break.
They're
Yeah.
brittle, not brittle.
Not
ears.
brittle. They don't turn to cauliflower because they're tough. Look at that, man. They can take damage. They're good. But when you got weak ears, they crumble
they just
up.
crumble and they just fall apart.
Yeah.
They don't filled up with
Poor genetics.
poor genetics.
Bad genetics.
All right, it's pretty obvious what the decision's going to be here, but let's see.
It's a pretty easy call, I think.
45-50, 49-45, 49-44, 50-44. Wow, there's a 10-8 round in there.
Dos Anjos wins by decision, 49-45, 49-44, and
Dominant
50-44.
performance by
Winner by
former
unanimous. It's such a nice act for him to not go for the kill in the late round. And Joe Rogan is now...
get beat up. I mean, he actually got touched up pretty good because of that.
Yeah. Joe Rogan is now interviewing Dos Anjos. Moncano did take the fight short notice, like we said.
Dos Anjos is on back-to-back wins. Looking up.
They're saying they want him to fight Islam.
Oof. Sorry, RDA. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know about that one. Islam called him out, actually.
After Islam's last fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome against Bobby Green.
that was a great
Yeah,
match.
we actually were
We saw
watching
it,
that.
yeah.
That's-
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that was a nasty head kick. We're just listening to his post.
He has
fight.
the most hours in the octagon. Interesting.
I'm not a big fan of these tweet things that pop up. You know how they do this?
Yeah, the tweets.
It's a thing they started doing like last year, I think. And I'm not a big fan. What do you think?
I think it's distracting.
It's distracting because my
Yeah,
eye,
my eye
always
keeps-
goes down there.
Yeah.
I did start watching movies and shows with subtitles, and it's kind of a game changer.
It helps you?
Yes.
In English?
Yes. I started doing it, and I know it's
okay, why?
because you can. The only time it's really bad is with comedy because like the punchline, it'll show it before the comedian says it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, how when sometimes the shows they'll have an accent or I don't know. Sometimes they mumble a little bit, so I've gotten used to it and I actually really like it. Oh, Khabib and Usman sit next to each other. Khabib looks huge.
Oh, yeah, I saw him. I saw
Yeah.
him. It's a Kardashian?
Is that Bad Bunny? Who is that?
I'm white.
Who is that?
I'm white.
On who?
I'm white. He's like a rapper.
Oh, okay.
That looked like Kardashian, right? It's just like,
It did.
Yeah.
It did look like it was Kim Kardashian, right?
No, They look like.
Maybe.
I don't know. I can't keep up with this stuff. All right. So we got
All
the
right,
main
so
event
now we get to
coming up.
talk about this. We got questions.
Jorge Masvidal.
One question. By endgame, what is the best base for MMA? He said, personally, I think it's between boxing, fundamentals, and wrestling. I think you're biased, but.
Well, yeah. So Endgame.
Just look at the champions.
Yeah. So you do have to have a sense of striking, and you do have to have a ground game, and then you do have to have a takedown game, and those three can be very different. They can be. Jiu-jitsu as a whole in the beginning was a complete art, but because of sport and because of where the game has evolved, it's turned into different things. So for example, Sambo, Judo came from Jiu-jitsu, right? So we have to just talk a little bit about that before I dive into this. fundamentally, you have to have a good striking position, a good striking art. You need to have a good wrestling or judo background, and you need to have a good jiu-jitsu background. If you miss any of those three, you're gonna have a hard time. If you don't have boxing, you're gonna have a hard time setting up those takedowns and the grappling. If you don't have wrestling, you're not gonna be able to take the fight to the ground. If you don't have jiu-jitsu, you can take the fight to the ground, but you're gonna get caught in positions. You can't just get away with ground and pound. And we're starting to see that, especially with these, high-level fighters. So, thank you for sharing your opinion, but it's been proven through data. What?
It's just
What?
funny, like, thank you, but here's actually the answer.
Well, no, I mean, like, his opinion does matter, right? But, like, evidence has proven that jiu-jitsu, and I'm not just saying I'm biased, like, the whole reason I joined jiu-jitsu was because, the UFC was created by the jiu-jitsu family, right? It was to showcase jiu-jitsu. And here's the other thing, it's become a sport, it's 5-minute rounds, great, awesome. If those rounds don't end, how are you going to get up? Like, how are you going to end that fight? Like, the fight's over. You're going to get knocked out. Like, that's
This is why I can't stand when they stand up guys.
It doesn't
on the
make
ground,
sense.
because the crowd's booing. Like,
yeah,
they don't understand
and
what's
that's
going
the
on.
crowd's fault for not getting educated in all disciplines, right?
Yeah.
If I see a good takedown in wrestling, I love it. If I see a great jab knockout or cross to the body, the guy falls with a kidney shot, amazing. If I see a great jiu-jitsu move, also great, right? So, but. And on that answer, I'm sure, Endgame, you're saying that because you see these great boxer ground and pound fighters do takedowns and smash them up, but the reason they're not getting caught with jiu-jitsu is because they know jiu-jitsu. Like, their wrestling is not countering jiu-jitsu. Their wrestling is a good base to learn jiu-jitsu, so they add a layer of that foundation they already have, and then they don't get caught. Because, and I'll give you an example, I've seen many wrestlers who've never trained jiu-jitsu walk into jiu-jitsu school and just get choked and ankle locked, right? They get taken down, the jiu-jitsu guy gets taken down, but they get choked and ankle locked. The wrestler does, because of their lack of knowing what to do. So,
I guess where I would go is then a different type of like evidence or whatever is how many boxers, like people who have great stand-up, do you see consistently beating great grapplers? Like, it's rare, right? I mean, if they catch them or whatever, but grapplers always see, because they can dictate where the fight. So think of Masvidal Usman, right? Usman's got great stand-up. Masvidal's got great stand-up. Usman was able to like neutralize that by being able to control him with grappling, right? So like once. And even like Khabib, you think Khabib, like he was a grappler. He learned how to punch and throw some punch, really just to set up the takedowns.
Well, he did combat sambo, which is a huge advantage, I think, because there's like that grappling with strikes. So his style worked perfectly for MMA. But I also think that, again, when you look at Adesanya, who's an amazing striker, he's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, he's legit. He has a gi. He trains no gi. He trains at Atos. I mean, he's not a scrub. None of these guys are. If you grapple with any of these guys, they know what the hell they're doing. So it's hard, it's hard to say you don't need a jiu-jitsu foundation, but you need another foundation to succeed. I disagree, only because you learn enough of that layer to defend against jiu-jitsu.
Now, here's a question: do you think a jiu-jitsu base versus a wrestling base than going into MMA?
I personally now, and then I can train them to what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an easy one, and that's easy because of several variables.
Okay.
And it would be a wrestling base because of the culture wrestling produces. So, for example, if you get your kid in wrestling at 5 years old, right? You get them at 5 years old. Usually in the United States, you get them in folk style wrestling, and you get them in because that's the culture of your family. Someone you know or your family does wrestling, and so you want your kid to wrestle. So from culturally at 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, until they're adults, they wrestle their whole life. And the culture in the U.S., at least in wrestling, is you got to win, you got to be tough. You got to win, you got to be tough. You don't win, you got to be tough. Like, that's it, right? So then you apply that mental fortitude and that mindset as a child all the way through his adolescence, all the way through his teenage and adult. And then they become these warriors. That's the mindset.
Yeah, the mindset's
so now
there.
you can teach them jiu-jitsu and they're going to apply it, right? Whereas jiu-jitsu now, and where it's gone, it's more of a business. So you don't want to push the civilian. The civilian is going to, and I call them civilians because that's what they are. They're normal adults who didn't train when they were kids. They just want to do some grappling, and as they come in, they learn a little bit, and they don't want to push themselves.
Yeah.
But then when you get like a wrestler who learns jiu-jitsu, I mean, so when I say foundation, it's what, and I'm talking about the average wrestler in the United States, the folk wrestler who started at age 5, even the wrestler started heck in middle school or high school. It's a tough, winning attitude.
For sure.
And so when you purchase the wrestling foundation, like if it was currency and I'm purchasing a wrestling foundation, I'm buying all the value that it comes with it. Yeah.
Buying the whole
Nothing
package.
to bash. I love jiu-jitsu. I do
course.
jiu-jitsu. But when I buy jiu-jitsu knowledge, I'm buying just the jiu-jitsu lifestyle, which doesn't come with the competitive mindset that a wrestler comes. So in a wrestling team, you can bark at them, you can dump them. The parent is not going to be mad at you. They're going to thank you because they want you to beat up their kid.
And the other thing is, I think this is actually a huge point. You can do jiu-jitsu and not compete. You don't, especially as a junior, you don't wrestle and not compete.
No,
You
no,
wrestle,
of course not.
You train
Yeah.
to compete. That's what it is.
Yeah,
right?
you wrestle to win and you wrestle to start. Like you don't wrestle to just go to practice. You want to be the starter, you want to be the winner, and then after high school you want to go to college, and then you want to be the starter, you want to win, and after college you hope you go to freestyle and wrestle in the Olympics.
It's
just a different mindset.
And
So
discipline.
I personally would invest in a wrestling mindset because I have so much more room to grow.
Yeah.
Whereas in a jiu-jitsu mindset, now you can get a jiu-jitsu competitor at an early age, right? And they can do very well. And I would take that person too, because someone trains jiu-jitsu at an early age, but it would be harder to train a jiu-jitsu person is going to stay in a grappling mindset, whereas
Well,
a
it's
wrestler
funny
can
because-
box and can do
But
everything
it's funny
else.
because I grew up, I was a wrestler growing up, and I still to this day, I think the reason it's served me in life, right, is just it was like that
mindset.
tough
Yeah.
mindset. And
Yeah.
even when I started jujitsu because I was looking for an outlet, the same thing I had in wrestling when I was younger. I started jiu-jitsu later in life, but I was looking for something where I could grapple, and right away I got into competing.
When did you start wrestling? High school?
I started wrestling in 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was in the Midwest.
In the Midwest.
Well,
And I
that's
wrestled-
wrestling's a
and I wrestled
religion.
all the way through high school.
That's wrestling's like a religion in the Midwest.
It's like, that's what you do is wrestle. Wrestling, football. That's like that's what you do.
See, and so
And
there's
that's what we did. I'd play football and
There's-
then
yeah.
we wrestled in the off season.
So that's the only reason. Now, if you get a jiu-jitsu person at a young age, you can do a lot with them too. But again, even at a young age, the parent gets someone in jiu-jitsu to have fun, to do a distraction.
Yeah.
A parent gets a kid in wrestling to win.
To win, to compete.
Yeah,
That's it.
to compete. Some parents will do it for fun, but they really want them to compete and win. So
Yeah.
that's my thought. I don't know if there was any more.
No, Luke, though, says Professor spouting facts as always. Luke from the gym.
Yeah.
He said. What did he say?
Professor spouting facts as always.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, jiu-jitsu. There's too much evidence, right? Like jiu-jitsu
So-
is practical.
So we got Masvidal already walked out to his. He does Scarface. That's always what he does. He does
Masvidal does
he
Scarface. If you guys never seen Scarface,
Yeah.
check it out.
And now Covington does his USA walk. Now here's the thing: who's you know they have the BMF belt. Remember they did that?
Yeah, what was up?
Who's
the BMF?
Who's the CM the cringiest the CMF? Who's the cringiest in the UFC? Because it's got to be Covington's got to be up there. Just cringe.
You're talking
what's
about his
name?
personality, right?
Personality.
Yeah.
What's his name? Cejudo. It's got to be up there. So you got Cejudo, Covington. Usman is cringy, dude.
He is.
He's just
a
weird.
little bit.
He says weird.
A little bit.
I think he hasn't gotten the respect he deserves.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't
because
because he's
cringy.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
You know what I'm
'Cause he's
saying?
Cringy. Okay.
So I feel like it's
I thought
Covington.
he just didn't get the respect because people didn't like respect him because
He just says weird things. Like when he's on Rogan, his interviews, he just says weird stuff. And like he tries to do comebacks and they're kind of lame and it's he's like that guy, you know?
Okay.
But he's super tough, you know?
Yeah, I mean he's a champion, right?
Like multiple time defense.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I never thought of
Yeah, I'd be curious to see like if anyone's.
who's the cringiest.
Yeah, who's the cringiest?
Endgame said Triple C.
Triple C. Yeah, Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, that's Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, because he's triple.
It's probably him, man.
It has to
He's
be
probably
him.
him because the
I
way
was-
he tries to act tough, but he doesn't sound tough, and
Yeah.
he's good. He's amazing. He's an Olympian. But like when he talks, he's just like, "What are you doing?" Like
I
that's
heard that was it you that was telling me that like they're trying to set up a super fight between Like they're showing
Him.
some stuff behind the scenes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
him and
Yeah.
somebody else. They're trying
And
to set up.
was it Brandon Moreno?
Is it Moreno? Yeah, I think
'Cause
so.
they were
I think it's Moreno, 'cause
friends,
they
and
used to
then
be
they-
friends. They were in the same camp or something, and then
And apparently, the MMA world, Cejudo is an amazing coach.
really.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, people are starting to hire him because of his Olympic level coaching. Like he's able to coach and do a camp and like get you ready mentally. And this is why what's his name beat Brandon Moreno. I forget his name. This is one of the last title fights. Yeah, I'm having a. But,
Figueroa.
yeah, Figueiredo.
Yeah.
Like he's able, and so people are hiring Cejudo, and Cejudo's great. But yeah,
Right,
he
'cause
does.
He's got the promoter, the guy with the glasses. That's what's that dude's name?
Yeah, doesn't Cejudo call out like everyone, and then Dana White's like, hey, just calm down, just
Yeah,
stop,
yeah.
just stop barking. So, yeah.
And
I
then,
don't know.
Who's the other guy who's kind of cringy, but he promoter Ishmael Waleed. Waleed has gotten into the promoting game.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
That didn't. Pretty even stats.
All right, pretty even sets. 5'11", 170. Wow. Oh, 70. Little 2-inch reach advantage for Masvidal.
Okay. So, all right, I get to ask you now. All right. Why do you want Masvidal to win? I'm gonna call you out.
I don't know, man. There's something about like his style. I do. I like it. I like the being the street fighter. He's Cuban. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't know. I feel like I
feel connected to him.
I just feel like he's got kind of that like.
You guys would finish each other's sentences, like. It's just like.
I don't know, man. I like him. I just like him. I remember it was hard for me when he fought Askren because I was a big fan of Askren. Obviously a wrestler.
Man,
you know.
yeah, and
I'm a big fan.
I got stuff to say about that, but we won't talk about that today. But
yeah,
the Askren fight.
So yeah, I like it. I think he's funny. I think with his
He is
like you know,
funny. He's
I have to baptize him and all this. I like it. I like his style.
You know, Masvidal reminds me of like my friends I grew up with in high school.
Yeah,
Those were my guys. So if you guys are watching, you know, Laredo, Texas, 956. You guys remind me, or Masvidal reminds me of home. Like the way he talks, the way he acts, because that's just how we are at home.
He's got his cornrows. You know,
I like Masvidal.
I like him.
Masvidal.
I like him.
But I also like Covington. And the reason I like him was because of his last fight. I didn't like him before that. I didn't care for him.
Yeah, he showed.
But he won me over.
Yeah, he won me over. I got you. Yeah.
So who do I want to win?
I mean,
I don't care. Who do I think will win? I'm going based on what I saw the last fight, what I saw Masvidal against Usman, what I saw Covington versus Usman. I know styles make fights, so it could always be very different.
and even Covington Lawler. Remember that performance he put on?
Oh, yeah.
When he had how many? It was some insane amount of strikes.
Was
that
that
he had.
Lawler was the champion then, right? Was he not?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was champion. But remember, I mean, he just fifth round, he was still putting it on.
Yeah. So I'm calling it. I think Covington will win by decision.
Oof, by decision.
By decision. He's gonna just ground and pound, take him, punch him in the middle, work the clinch, take him to the fence. I do think that if Masvidal does win, it'll be a knockout, but I just don't see him knocking out Covington.
Yeah.
The people are booing him.
All right, he's a minus 310 favorite, so
he's a favorite, right?
it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty solid odds. I thought it was a pick'em fight. I thought leading into this, I thought it was 160. I thought he was a minus 165 plus 110. I thought those were the odds. So there's been a big shift. I was pretty sure those were the odds going into this, but
This is not a title fight, right? No.
No,
This
no.
is just a five round.
these odds shifted.
Now, the backstory that they're hyping is these guys were friends and teammates.
You got to come up with a story.
Yeah. And now they're enemies.
All
They
right,
don't
no-
touch
no
gloves.
gloves. No, not touching gloves.
There's security. Masvidal always
He's doing
leans
his
back.
thing, hands behind his back. He's
Kissing his knee.
The famous Ben Askren knee.
Covington just smiles. Here we go. Round one.
All right.
Tries to
Oh, he
come
come-
in.
Masvidal comes out with a weird sort of flying kick thing.
Like a Karate Kid thing. Not one punch thrown.
They're just
Low kick by
throwing
Masvidal.
some low kicks. That's a little bit different.
Are they chanting Kobe? Right?
I think so. It sounds like they are.
Covington throws a overhand, lands a few body shots, low leg kick by Masvidal.
Lots of low leg kicks from Masvidal.
Stalking each other, trying to figure each out.
Yeah, just-
Oh, overhand. He gets poked. He's saying he got poked in his eye. Masvidal got poked in his eye.
All right, so they're against cage. Colby's trying to finish the takedown here. They're in the clinch, but he's actually got he's got
Covington going for
his leg, but
a hit, like a hip clinch where he's like using that underhook.
so the problem was the reason they got to this position is Masvidal thought there was an eye poke and he started protesting, looking away, and Covington took advantage and shot in.
And he's got a hip body lock. Covington now has him on the ground.
Now he has him on the ground. He's circling to his back.
And now he's got his
He's trying to get
back,
he's
trying to take
get
him
a hook
down.
in. Covington's really trying to drag him down. And he
Covington
does.
drags him
He
down,
gets him down.
working double underhooks. Knees to the legs. Covington takes him down again. Works the over under.
Trying to work. Seatbelt.
Got the seatbelt grip. Gets one hook.
He does have a hook.
He's going
Oh,
for a
he's got the
choke.
neck. No, he lets it go, but he's trying.
He's going for a choke. Turns in.
Masvidal turns into him. Covington's still working.
Still working that
He's got
choke.
one hook. He's got one hook. He's got his back. He's trying to work the rear naked choke.
Throwing punches from.
Punches, try to set it up, create an opening. I'm thinking he's not going to be able to get this, but
It's tough with those MMA gloves, man. But going for
I
the
feel like
choke again.
He's never getting it under the chin though. He's always kind of getting it across the mouth every time, like kind of just under the bottom lip.
Throwing a few punches. 145 left in the first round, and Covington has been on top with one hook. Yeah, I would say if the round keeps playing out like this, Covington won the first round.
Yeah, minute and a half left. He keeps punching, trying to sneak that arm under the chin, but he's never really getting it under the chin.
Good. I mean, good defense by Masvidal, being able to like control the hand, not give up his back, but also not give up the pass. He's
Yeah.
kind of keeping him to his side, limiting punches. He is almost mounted.
All right, Kobe's getting a warning for punching the back of the head. Masvidal
Oh,
turns
oh,
into him,
oh.
and he gives up
Mounts.
mount though. So Covington's got 45 seconds to work with full mount. Masvidal's scrambling. Covington's taking his back. Masvidal's trying to stand up.
That's such a strong position. What Covington is doing when you have the double unders and you drill your shoulder into their lat, it's really hard to posture, and it also is a good way to keep your opponent down.
So they get separated. They're back on their
20
feet.
seconds
Center
left in the first
octagon.
round. Throwing strikes.
These guys are swinging.
10 seconds left. Low leg kick by both.
Oh man. They connected pretty well on each other's chin. And don't forget, Covington's got cardio for days.
So that was
for
my thing,
days.
right? So as in the Usman fight, his progress continued to improve after each round. Where Masvidal, he doesn't have the same cardio. He doesn't have the same grappling. He really just has that knockout punch, right?
Yeah.
That he's gonna hope for. But Usman knocked him out. Not to say that Usman's not a knockout specialist, right? But he kind of isn't.
So if you could take, sorry, go ahead. I don't know
Well, no,
if
that
you
was
should-
it. That was it. So like right now, Covington won the first round, and it doesn't get easier when you face someone like Covington. It only gets worse for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, are there ever? I mean, there's times I think this where I'm like, man, if you could have one physical trait in grappling, like, which one would you take? Let's say it's like, long limbs, like being more whatever that ectomorph, like being more, but like just strong, just
Yeah,
physically strong.
yeah.
Having cardio, like a Covington, like which physical attribute would you, if you could pick one? Oh, they're saying it's Herb Dean has given Covington a hard warning on the eye poke, which Masvidal was complaining about. Nothing happened. That's actually how everything started. That's how Covington got that position was.
Oh, slip by Covington. Yeah, you're right. The eye poke is
It
what
all
opened up
started
the take the grappling.
From Masvidal protesting and Covington taking advantage and taking him down. I mean, I think they did get separated, but still,
Yeah.
that was a momentum shift there.
Low leg kick by Masvidal. And
Masvidal's throwing a lot of kicks tonight, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, he's chipping away. That's what Bisping is saying. He's chipping away at the legs, playing the long game. You got to do something to slow Covington down, because
He's gonna come back to that clinch and work the body takedown.
So what would you take if you have one attribute? Because I feel like I would just give me the cardio.
So
If I could have cardio for
so-
days.
So it depends. Like for me or for an athlete I'm training.
Yeah.
Which one? Because those are two separate questions.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because
So which one? Me or the athlete? I can give you both answers.
if you were, let's say you're training an athlete, but you could pick like the athlete you're training is going to have this quality.
Yeah, simple. It's easy. It's easy.
Which one?
Strength, and let me tell you why.
Strength.
Because you can't teach strength, but you can teach cardio.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can make them you can increase their VO2 max. Now there is genetic.
They could lift more, right?
Yeah, but you know.
All right, so they're in the clinch, and Masvidal's throwing some nasty elbows.
And Covington has a really good. He's got that same position, right, where he's working a pummel. He's driving his shoulder. He's holding him against the
Driving into
cage. He's got like a duck under position.
Trying to work a single. What does it look like?
Yep. Drops levels.
Oh,
Throws a strike.
Tries to catch an elbow on the break, but doesn't get it. Back in the clinch. Masvidal's protesting something.
Masvidal's protesting.
Oh,
A low blow.
low blow? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Looks like we're going to be... Oh,
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties.
UFC is having technical difficulties.
Yeah, on all devices here. I'm having technical difficulties too.
Yeah, your phone sucks, man. Sucks. So, going back to what I was saying,
Yeah,
cardio is easier to teach. You can get an
You
athlete.
think cardio is easier to teach
It's,
than
scientifically proven.
getting
Scientifically proven.
stronger?
100%.
Yeah.
You can get an athlete who has a genetic component to be strong, right? Like he has, 8 fast twitch muscle fibers, anaerobic, just like those, power athletes.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have a hard time doing the cardio and the mile run, but when you add that, the skill level is easier to learn. You can't do the opposite.
Yeah.
You can't get a scrawny kid and teach them to squat 500 pounds. You just can't. But you can get a kid who could squat 500 pounds and they could run a good mile. So we're back live.
Broadcast is back.
And I don't know what happened.
So, if you can pick your genetic talent, you want it to be strength over.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's just cardio is easy to learn. Easier to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, if you study all the Olympic mid-distance, when I say mid-distance, like the milers, the 30-milers, the 5K and all them, they're sprinters. They just learned how to hold that speed. Oh, Covington throws a kick, lands and slips. And Masvidal took advantage of that, has a front headlock, sprawls.
Sprawl. It's kind of.
Covington is pushing into a double.
And he gets
Bisping was right. He said he had to be careful with this. And now he's working the same position.
The first, he's trying to work that rear naked.
So
choke.
something that Damian Maia does is like he grabs his gloves and he pushes and smothers the face and tries to get a crank instead of a choke, and he usually lands it when he has this position. A lot of people make the mistake. They try to do a rear naked choke, but the gloves are too big, so they can't get the elbow underneath the chin.
All right, minute left. They're standing up.
Minute left. Oh, Covington with the jabs.
Landing some solid jabs on Masvidal here. Back in the clinch.
That's something Joe Rogan's talking about is Covington's gas tank, like you pointed out, that it's a huge advantage. Now, if you were to ask me what I would want, I would wish I could have a cardio for days and just like never get tired.
Can you imagine?
Like,
I mean, I think, I'm like naturally stronger, so I'm like, man, if I had cardio.
Yeah,
But then I feel like if I had tons of cardio, I'd be like, oh, if I could just be a
if
little
I could
stronger.
just like bench press my body weight. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Covington lands a good shot to Masvidal. And Masvidal's starting to breathe with his mouth open a little bit.
His mouth open, yep.
And there's 3 more rounds.
Good point.
Covington,
he took a deep breath, but you know he's going to recover.
think he won that round, right?
Yeah.
He won that round.
They lost
half the round.
They lost coverage.
They kind of dropped the ball. What was he complaining about too? Got hit in the
low blow.
Apparently he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah. I think he's got kids, so he's fine. What, right?
That's what my buddy says.
Is this, you get hit?
Like,
you got kids, you're good.
That's what my buddy says. I'll be passing, I'll knee cut, and I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. And he'll look at me, he's like, no, I'm good. My kid's already grown.
Yeah, we're good. There's some truth in it sometimes. Yeah. All right, here we go. Beginning of the 3rd round.
Okay.
I would say Covington is winning both rounds. We did lose a little bit of service there. Don't know what happened. Looked like ESPN dropped the ball.
ESPN dropped the ball.
Covington comes and rushes to the front.
Yeah, he takes control of the center of the octagon. Oh, good head
checks
kick. Checks
it with his elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, Covington comes in with a combo, straighten across, goes in for a double, switches to a high crouch.
Oh.
Throws a leg kick to Masvidal, and now he's chasing Masvidal. Masvidal counters with an overhand. Striking numbers are even. That's what Bisping is saying. But Covington is just controlling the octagon and controlling the ground.
All right, so
Covington landing jab to the head. About 4 jabs. Shoots to the body. Goes for a double leg. Covington takes him down. And notice he lifts a leg so that way Masvidal can't come back up.
Yeah.
And also prevents the up kicks. So he's in close guard. This is great, right? It's right in front of the Joe Rogan and those guys. So they get to see like everything 2 feet away. Yeah, Covington's grabbing the back of Masvidal's head inside his closed guard and just, throwing punches.
Pretty similar. I mean, right now it looks pretty similar to the Kevin Holland, Bryce Mitchell fight. Right.
Yeah, not the Kevin Holland, Bryce Mitchell and Barbosa.
Barbosa, sorry.
Yeah. Kevin Holland won.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Kevin Holland did great.
Sorry, Kevin Holland, if you're watching this.
Don't unsubscribe, please. Don't unsubscribe.
If you're backstage watching this.
The guard's open, but you see Covington.
Similar. I mean, he's doing the same thing. He's grabbing the back of the head.
And he's deciding to stay in his closed guard. And look at how he's clamping his knees around his hips.
Masvidal doesn't really know what to do. I mean, look at the difference between this and at least what Moicano was doing.
Moicano was doing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he got beat, but he was working.
defending. He was able to last 5 rounds.
It's actually really similar with grabbing the back of the head and just.
This is, I think, this is a big weakness for Masvidal, right? His ground.
Sure,
It's like
yeah.
been like.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is Covington in the interviews? He's always said like, oh, they became friends because Masvidal wanted help with his wrestling. He's got a pretty bad hematoma across his eyebrow.
I could see it. I could see it. Covington continues to throw.
Beating up on him pretty good. I mean,
strikes to the rib cage. Oh
rib.
man.
Crowd's booing because they don't know what's going on.
But this is actually very technical and very
technical.
frustrating for a guy on the bottom. Like,
oh, he does. He tries to underhook.
Tries to
He's doing
underhook.
something.
And Covington goes to half guard, hip body lock. Look at how he positions his hips and his shoulders. Like they kind of like move where they apply pressure downward. You see that?
Yes, because like Mendez brothers talk a lot
They
about
do
like
that.
where you want
Mendes,
angle of
Lucas,
the
they
hips,
all,
right?
they
The
all,
knees, yeah.
you know, Gordon Ryan talks about it too. Like the way they position and how they move, the hips have to leverage pressure to the shoulders.
Yeah.
And if your hips are low, they can't, right? So.
All right.
So, you know, yeah. I mean, they're saying that, you know, Masvidal needs to basically frame, create space, but Covington again just dominating.
Okay, so
Has like half guard / back. Covington is going for a choke.
Oh, but this time
A crank.
he's cranking. Oh,
He's saying he's good.
Masvidal gives him a thumbs up. Yeah, because he never does quite get it under the chin, which you can still crank the jaw.
You can still
know?
crank the jaw, and some people will pass out. Some people will tap.
McGregor
And Habib.
Habib. I
Yep,
mean, that's
yep.
everyone's
That was a
like,
good
oh,
example.
he tapped. Yeah, you know, and then
Tapped.
and you feel that crank across your jaw. And you,
No, it sucks. Look, he's cranking
Oh, he's
again on
cranking.
Masvidal. Masvidal switches
turns in
very
on-
nicely.
Oh, good
Switches to a
scramble.
double. Masvidal goes for his takedown, but Covington's wrestling. I mean, when you got USA Wrestling tattooed on your back, I think it means you like wrestling a little
Yeah,
too
you
much.
You probably got a little more experience.
For those who don't know, Covington has a tattoo of USA Wrestling on his right back, right shoulder back. That's pretty obvious that he's a wrestler. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go for a double like on a wrestler. Sprawl, smash, crush. Man, when we've had some collegiate wrestlers come in and I wrestle with them and I get a single like, oh man, I might take this guy down. It's like, no, they're wrestlers. That's what they do.
Oh, so Masvidal gets up.
Masvidal
He was
gets up.
turtled
Covington kind of let him up though. There's 10. I think he knows he won the round. There's 10
Oh,
seconds. He doesn't look gassed at all. And Masvidal landed a good overhand. But Masvidal looks gassed, trying to win the crowd over.
Oh, it looks like his. That was weird. It didn't look like he had like a hematoma across his eyebrow, but it looks like it's not really there.
Maybe it's just his
Oh,
eyebrows.
no, he's trying to. Oh, no. Maybe
Oh, he's
not.
got something, or maybe.
He's just got funky eyebrows.
And that was the end of the third round. 2 rounds left.
2 rounds left.
Any
2 rounds left.
Troy from the gym, right?
Yeah.
Said Colby's gonna have a tough time shooting with those leg kicks. Gonna have to resort to blitzing and body locks. And then later he said, "Can't believe Colby's breathing this heavy."
That is Troy. Hey, Troy. Yeah, but you know, the leg kicks, there haven't been as many, so I don't think his legs are numb yet. And I would say, like, sure, I guess Covington is breathing a little bit, but he's not breathing as much as Masvidal. So I don't see anything changing much in this match. He's even doing well at the striking game. It's going to be tough because remember, as we said before, Covington gets better in each round, historically, like that's what we've seen. So unless Masvidal has a trick up his sleeve or he takes a big risk, look at how, you just see in the body language, Covington just walks up to him, Masvidal waits for him to approach.
Yeah.
When you're tired, you just kind of, you know, your human behavior kind of speaks for itself. Like, so, who knows, maybe.
It's even when you even feel that when you're rolling, right? You're kind of tired and just like the other person has that like step ahead where you're kind of like waiting to react.
Yeah,
You're not initiating a position.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard to, from what I'm seeing right now, is Covington is clearly in control, obviously physically, but like even mentally, the way he's approaching this. And it goes back to what I told you. If you could get a wrestler and bring that value of how they have their mindset, you're bringing so much more. They just never give up. They never
To
stop.
be fair, Masvidal did fight people in backyard brawls.
He did.
At like 19.
He did, yeah. But I would still take a wrestler who trained wrestling over a brawler in the street. And this is basically what you're seeing when
Yeah.
they become, educated fighters, right? Like
Yeah.
these guys who study to fight. There's just something about the wrestling game. It takes the learning curve in wrestling is so long, right? The learning curve in fighting is not.
Yeah.
So, we saw that with Kimbo Slice, right? Back in the day.
Yeah, man.
Like he would beat up all these big dudes, and then we put him in octagons, completely different, like completely. And then he learned grappling, and he learned situation. Where Masvidal is not obviously not Kimbo Slice, he's a very good fighter who started that way and learned everything else. But it's just a tough position because there's so much learning involved. Nice uppercut by Covington. Goes for a single. Masvidal's defending. 3 minutes left in the fourth round. And they're still there. I do see a little bit of Covington's leg beat up a little bit, his left thigh. You can see it right there, those leg kicks. A warning for grabbing the shorts. I don't know for who though.
It had to have been Covington because Covington's got the, or maybe not. No, they both got the type of shorts on that. I'm not sure who was grabbing.
Covington. Masvidal throws a knee. Covington comes back with the cross. Throws a head kick by Covington.
Covington does
Covington blitzes.
Oh man!
Coming with a bunch of headshots.
Shots.
He's trying 2 minutes left in the fourth round, and Covington's trying to knock him out. Goes for a double.
A little goal from Masvidal on the break.
Masvidal landing the leg kicks. Throws his combo. Oh! Drops
Cody got
Covington.
rocked.
Covington comes back
Masvidal
up.
hit him with
And that's the thing is he recovers, so it's hard to come back. Like, you got to go. Like, Masvidal needs to go, but I don't know if Masvidal has cardio. He's breathing through his mouth. Covington's recovering.
Yeah, Covington's recovering because Masvidal.
He rocked him. He dropped him.
He dropped him to a knee.
Yeah, why is he allowing Covington to recover?
He's exhausted.
I think he's tired. So this is where like the power and the cardio, the wrestling and the fighting, like the two different mindsets. Covington goes for his own. 1 minute left in the fourth round, and both of these guys are just trading strikes.
It's one of the things I do like about fight. I love about fighting because you don't get them both. You don't get all the muscle and the cardio. Like
right.
Usually, and that's why if you could drag those muscular guys into deep waters. You think like a Yoel Romero or something. If you can drag them into like the third round. So these guys are clinched up again.
So this is a tough round to call. Who wins this round?
It's back and forth. Yeah, I mean it definitely could go either way.
I mean, Masvidal landed those good shots.
I mean, it's 20 seconds. It's up for grabs.
Yeah.
Like if someone does something, Covington, if he can hit a double or just get a take. I mean, anything.
And that's not going to happen.
Because this round is up for grabs here still. Okay, weak.
Masvidal looks tired.
Spinning kick from Masvidal. He looks exhausted.
And Covington just looked like he got rocked.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between they both walk to their corners.
Yeah, they're both kind of talking crap.
This is the way I scored it. Like it's not over, right? But I had Covington the first three. I think Masvidal probably won this round with that big shot. So I think it's 3-1 Covington.
Oh, it was a significant shot. I mean, he dropped him.
Too. But is it significant to be a 10-8? No.
I think it's enough to tie break kind of the round to be a 10-9.
Right, yeah. I think Masvidal won that round.
So where are we at then?
We're in the fifth round.
But first round was Covington. Some people in that Twitter feed were saying, they were seeing it 19-19 after the second round. So they were seeing 1-1,
Maybe.
but we lost we lost connection. So who knows what happened?
Yeah. Hey, that's right. We didn't see.
Fourth round was Masvidal. So
Third round was so it could be
it
could be
it
tied.
could be a tied. It could be 2-2 right now.
Yeah. So here we go. This is our question.
Troy asked, do you think Masvidal looked more tired at the end of this one or versus Kamaru one?
The Usman fight. I can't remember how he looked in the Usman fight.
He looks. I mean, to Troy's point, he looks pretty like he's breathing pretty heavy.
Who is? Covington?
Covington.
Oh.
He's talking about Masvidal.
Yeah, he's talking about
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the last fight because he got knocked out, right? Well, I don't remember what round it was, but Covington comes in with a blitz, shoots for a single head on the outside, leg trips, goes in a scramble, lands in side control, goes into half guard and now in close guard, and Covington is on top. So he did take him down. Wasn't pretty.
Goes back to half guard, head control.
Head control, half guard. Yep, I think what Bisping just said.
It could have been Masvidal's last chance, probably, because now he's exhausted. Back to the same position Covington's been working the whole fight, where he's kind of
getting the back slash half guard.
He's in, trying to fight for that rear naked choke. And you just have to think this is how this fight's going to end.
Yep.
Because I don't know that Masvidal has the energy now to stand up.
Well, the other thing too is Covington is going for a choke. It's on the chin, so he's not choking, he's just cranking. But you don't see Covington going for like his traditional jiu-jitsu hooks. He's using a lot of his wrestling and not really utilizing jiu-jitsu. So
Masvidal does get up.
He does get up, but that's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And it's the fifth round. There's 4 minutes left. Do you want to use that much energy? I mean, you have no choice, but like, how does it affect you coming out? Tries to go for a spinning elbow. Covington's gonna put him right back down.
Dragging him back down. It's so hard to have that weight on you like that.
And Covington's not gonna let go, right?
No.
He saw he got rocked.
He's just gonna keep.
Oh, trying to get one hook, and Masvidal's literally carrying him on his back.
This is where, if you've never done this, you just have no
Oh,
idea.
this is
This is
how
how exhausting this is for Masvidal. I mean, it's hard. Covington's working too, but Masvidal to be.
Well,
carrying
remember he's
another-
got gravity, right? So like
Yeah,
gravity is
carrying
helping him.
around.
He's got to carry him. Whereas Covington is just throwing punches.
That's why it is. People are like, well, just stand up.
Just stand up, just get him off.
Stand up.
I wouldn't let him do that to me. I'm like, right, okay, cool.
That's right.
You wouldn't let him do it. He would do what he would want to you, and then you had to do nothing about it.
Just do it to you.
People don't understand that.
I'll tell you,
but
that's why I started jiu-jitsu. I remember the first class I went to, and when it was done, I was like, I just couldn't
Do
live
anything.
with myself knowing that another like
Man could
do that to
control
me.
you.
I was like, no,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna happen.
No.
Like, I'm gonna learn this.
Exactly.
Especially being a wrestler, because I'm like, what?
You take him down and get choked.
How is this happening? Yeah.
Happens all the time, right? It's crazy. So, I mean, Masvidal's doing well.
He's doing well, but
Like, he's trying to defend, but there's just
he's
like,
exhausted.
oh
Look at
my
this guy,
gosh,
he's
he's
getting
getting
rocked and he's
punched in the
getting hit.
face
Yeah,
by
so
Covington.
Covington is, I mean, Masvidal's turtled up, and Covington is just sneaking in punches under Masvidal's arms, over his arms, and Masvidal's head is just wobbling around every time
Yeah,
he gets hit.
Covington's just landing punches from that turtle position.
They're scrambling here.
He goes,
Masvidal's
okay,
trying.
Masvidal tries to go
Trying
ahead on the
for-
outside single.
Yeah, single.
Covington sprawls,
hard,
goes back to the back. There's a minute and 30 seconds. How would you end the fight here? Would you go to the decision?
If you're Covington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
go-
wait. No, yeah, because this is it. If he's
This is
2-2,
it. He's
he won
2-2
this
at
round.
the worst, right?
Yeah.
And just win the round, keep punching him. Maybe Covington could learn some more jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. A little bit, because he would actually.
He
had
could finish
plenty
the
of
fight. He get both
opportunities to finish.
hooks. He could crank the neck like Damian Maia, slip the forearm underneath.
Yeah, this fight would have been over.
I think so, but
I mean, he's had plenty of opportunities here. And I don't
1
know that
minute
Masvidal's
left.
Defense is
Masvidal is completely gassed.
Yeah. All right. He's back to full mount. And
Yep.
Masvidal's done.
Oh, he's
He's trying to go
trapping
for
something like guillotine. There you go. Here we go.
Well, Tony.
Oh.
That's getting up now. Same thing.
Oh. He is trying to finish. 30 seconds. He's trying. No. I'm back in half guard.
Here's the question.
20 seconds left.
Do they show respect for each other when this is over? What do you think? Because
I mean, they should, right? But I mean,
But
you
what
know,
do you
we're not
think?
watching them because of their moral compass.
No, I always wonder, what do you think? Do you think after all the trash talking, it's going to be one of those like, oh, like
No,
squash the beef?
I don't think so, man.
Squash the beef?
I don't know. There's.
Oh,
See, I
after
told
the
you.
bell. So after the
Yeah, see, I told you. There's not.
after the bell, Covington he did a very rude gesture towards Masvidal.
That was after he got up kicked after the bell, right? Like, who kept striking after the bell?
Covington.
Are we sure though? Because
yeah.
our thing might be delayed.
No, it was Covington because the round ended and he kept throwing punches, and that's when Masvidal started up kicking. And then Covington did a very inappropriate gesture.
What gesture was that? No, I'm just kidding. This is a joke. You don't have to show. It's family friendly YouTube.
This is a family show.
So I think Covington won that round. I would have him at worst 3-2 winning, at best 4-1.
This is going to be I think it's going to be 47-48 for Mr. Colby Covington.
The leg kick was good. Man, the elbows, the punches.
That's a nasty one behind the ear. What do you think? Who do you think won?
The guy with the gloves?
The one with the cornrows or the one without? Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, not the Puerto Rican.
Not the Puerto Rican.
I'm just kidding. I know he's Cuban. Just messing with you. Before people would chat, he's not Puerto Rican. You'll be like, keyboard warrior 505 102. I was like,
505 102.
yeah, they started like, he's not Puerto Rican. You don't know about Masvidal. I was like, no, chill, relax. I know.
Chill, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. Right? We start typing. Masvidal did great, man. Like, you know, I think he lost his fight, but like, for someone who's not very known for grappling and he's not known for wrestling, I mean, he hung in there, and that's.
And you called it. You said Covington by decision. That was your.
Yeah,
that was your call.
or Masvidal by knockout. And remember when he caught him, Covington's like, all right, I'm gonna stop playing the striking game. So they're keeping them separated.
Right.
They can't beat it.
They're still jabbering.
Bruce Buffer's like, hey, come on, you need to behave here. We're adults.
Be an adult. All right, let's see. 49, 46. 50, 40. Wow. That was a 10-8 in there. 50, 45, 50, 44. All right. Colby. All right, Colby. Good job.
Colby Covington with the decision win, like we called it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, there's more trash talking. Here we go, Joe Rogan. Let's see what Joe Rogan has to ask him. They're just asking after their friendship how they felt fighting each other. Thanking the first responders, law enforcement, military.
All right, so Covington's calling out Dustin Poirier. He's calling him. He says he took care
of Miami street trash, and now he wants Louisiana street trash.
Swamp trash.
Swamp trash. So he wants, but Dustin Poirier is in the same weight class? No.
Dustin Poirier is a lightweight.
So he's gonna drop.
Rogan says you
You
knew
knew
him
well, now you hate each other.
What's he's saying Masvidal says he needs to wrestle harder.
He needs to learn
He
wrestling, I
can't
think.
compete with the wrestling. He says his wrestling wasn't there, it was flat.
What was your game plan? Break his face.
What was his game plan?
And I don't think he says his wrestling was off. I don't think his wrestling was off. I just think his wrestling wasn't there.
It
Like
wasn't
I don't
as
think.
good as Covington.
No, like he clearly went for a double and just got like smashed, sprawled on, and then
Yeah,
just
he got shut down. That's it.
yeah, like he needs to just learn more wrestling. Learn his jiu-jitsu defense actually looked pretty good.
Yeah,
But his
yeah,
like
sure.
wrestling takedown defense, you know, very very different. So I don't know.
Sweet.
It was great. We did one breakdown of, one of the only jiu-jitsu.
It was some.
There was a
some
lot of ground
jiu-jitsu.
and pound. There was no
but
submissions. Last week there were so many submissions.
so many submissions. Yeah, even up to the main event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, any last questions?
Well, Troy said that the first time he fought Kamara, they went 5 minutes short notice. So that was talking about the cardio, like the being out of breath.
Of Masvidal?
Masvidal,
Okay.
yeah. And then Endgame said, it's 6 a.m. here in the UK. I'm dead. Love the fight companion and the commentary. Hope to see you guys for the next pay-per-view.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you,
Next one's
Endgame.
gonna
Thank
be
you, Troy.
Yeah.
Also about Dustin Poirier, he said he might move up. So
Okay.
Nice.
So she wants to welcome him. That's a lot of weight to move up to. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
And, people think, I'm going to move up a weight classes. Like, you could do that in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
right? You do that in MMA, and, like, that's a guy who cuts to that weight.
Yeah, it's a huge.
So I don't know if that's his smartest thing, because Dustin Poirier looks good in the weight class. I think he still has a shot at the title, but, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Cool. Was that it? Any comments? Awesome.
Alright.
Hope you guys enjoyed. We will do another one of these, some more breakdowns, and we'll have you guys probably do like a